Merry Christmas, everybody. It is finally time to talk about all things Christmas. Welcome to the show. My name is Fran, and I'm one of the co-hosts for this podcast. Today, we sit down with our good friend, Marcy. If you're local, you know Marcy, and you know her store, Hattie's. Yes, we're going to talk about all things Christmas, but also what in the world is it like to start, create, develop, and maintain your very own store. Sounds super fun to me, but I'm also like, oh my God, this is terrifying. Maybe a little bit of both, right? Okay, Merry Christmas. Enjoy the show, everybody.
Okay, Angela, Thanksgiving is over. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Now you can put up your tree.
Oh, guess what? Already done it. Okay, this conversation I'm super excited about because I'm getting to learn this person, Angela. Just before we hit record and we're just doing all this talking, I'm like, oh my God, we could do a whole series, a whole episode with our guest today. Angela, this is clearly somebody, a friend that you've known for a very long time. Tell us about our guest today and why in the world she's here. And then we're going to let Marcy introduce herself and tell us whatever it is she wants to tell us. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Well, I almost said Marcy Bateman because that's how I knew Marcy. She's Marcy Simpson now, but I've known Marcy since the 90s.
Yes, a long time.
Marcy is one of those people that I cannot remember a conversation with Marcy where I didn't laugh and leave encouraged. And that's just who she is.
That's the best.
We were reminiscing a little before we hit record, and I'd forgotten all about this. But we used to go to the river a lot, and Marcy had a memory of me studying in the boat, which cracked me up because I'm so glad that's no longer my reality.
Listen, if there were cell phones back then, you would have had your phone out. Studying away, just, doing all the things. But this was paper. You had law school papers in your hands.
This was bar exam.
Oh,
this was the summer that I shouldn't have even been at the river.
Yeah.
But anyway, Marcy's partly responsible for the fact that I have a career. So thank you, Marcy. Marcy made me study once upon a time. But Marcy has just gone on to do incredible things. And we love what she's doing now. We both are big fans of Hattie's. We love to talk about it on the show. We love to shop there. But there is so much for us to dig into with Marcy beyond just the fact that she owns Hattie's. So welcome, Marcy. First of all.
Listen, I didn't even know Marcy's last name. I just know you as Marcy. Yeah. Okay, Marcy, just tell us, what do you want the listeners to know about you just as a person? Just paint a picture for who you are, and then we're going to dive into topic matter of why you're here today. So let me just tell y'all, she's a darling, blonde-headed, full of energy, like you just imagine a little Spitfire running around doing all the things. But okay, who are you, Marcy? What do you want the listeners to know about you?
Well, I am a 42-year-old woman that is married and have a daughter, Hattie Claire, who keeps us extremely busy with sports and school and all the fun activities. I just love spending time with family, friends, and of course, I love being at my store, Hattie's, and just having people in and out and building relationships and having fun.
I love it. Okay. Angela, when we were talking about having her on, there were a couple of things that I wanted to make sure that we just got her to share her story on. And that is, I'm always fascinated with what it takes to step out and say, okay, I'm going to do this thing. I don't care what this thing is, because it requires effort and hard work and obedience. And most of the time as adults, when you step out and start something new, you feel like it's a passion and a calling, that it's not like, oh, this will be fun. Let me try this. Now, there could be some of that, but I think that there's something more meatier, heavier, weightier to it.
Risk.
There's just such risk involved. And so the fact that you at X time said, okay, I'm going to open up my own store, love it. And y'all, I want you to follow them on Instagram and TikTok, because just the content that they put out there gives you a good idea of the type of store. So I'm fascinated by that, because I've done some risky things in my life, but that's this is tough. So I know there's a story here, and I love a good story. But then also, we want to talk Christmas because it's December. And so we've got to talk about all things gifts and ideas and all that. Okay, so how in the world, tell us, give us some good context, help us understand how this store came to be, its name, all the things, whatever you want to tell us. And then we'll interrupt multiple times to ask 1,000 questions.
All right. Well, it was 2014.
10 years.
Yes, we will be open. March will be 10 years.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Can you believe it?
No, that's awesome.
So 2014, I've worked corporate retail my entire adult life and just love everything about it. Of course, I had a young one at the time, and the hours were grueling. And anyway, my dream was always to own my own. And my mother was working at a little shop in the shops of North Park, and she was about to sell the business. She was just kind of ready to get her be done. Yeah. And so anyway, just wheels started turning. We started talking, and extremely scary. I had kind of backed out a few times, but my parents and my husband both were so supportive and just really kind of continued to push me. I had a job that had, salary plus bonus and great health insurance. And being a type 1 diabetic, that was something that, that's big time for me.
Yeah.
And my husband did not have health insurance at the time with his job.
Gosh, that's so scary.
Yeah, it was terrifying. But anyway, we just kind of worked through things. My dad and my mother both were just really encouraging when it came to wanting to be able to have more time with my family and with my daughter. I spent a lot of time in at work.
Yeah.
And it was just something that I had to do. I was the store manager, and, if I had to do it. So anyway, fast forward to 2015, things kind of fell in place. Doors just kept opening. The Lord just worked in ways that it just would take another day for us to sit here and talk about. But I opened it up in March of 2015, and goodness, the people that I've met, the Lord has been so faithful. It's still scary. Some days are still terrifying 10 years later.
Well, of course. Did you know what type of store? Tell us the type of items that are found in this store, because did you know, this is what I want my store to look like? Or did it kind of evolve with time? Both.
I had a vision, both. I had a vision, but oh yes, we've evolved so much. We have been in that shopping center the whole time. I wanted gifts. I wanted a little bit of clothes. I wanted a little bit for everything for women. I don't really carry any baby or kids or men. I wanted it tailored just for women. And I wanted it to be a place where people came and they left happy.
Oh, I love that.
And relationships. We build relationships. And I, to this day, and I have some very dear friends of all ages, and they come in. Some days they don't come in to buy anything. They just come in and visit. And that's what we want.
And your culture there is so fabulous, because a lot of the women there go to church with you, or, it's people that but then you walk in, you're like, oh, I didn't know you were working here. And everybody, you forget that they're working there, because it's just a big fun hangout encouragement session is what it feels like to the customers.
Oh, the Lord put the right people in my life when I needed them the most. And yes, we're a family. So we're a work family, but we we enjoy it. And these are people, most of them that work there, they don't work there because they have to. They do it because they want to. And like you said, we enjoy it. We have fun. And
the social media is so fun to watch, because you involve your employees in the cutest way.
Yeah. They're great. I couldn't do it without them.
Fun. That is my go-to spot when I'm stuck on, I don't know what to get, whoever it is. As long as it's a female, you walk in Hattie's, you leave with all the things.
What's been the hardest lesson that you've learned? 10 years is a long time. 10 years is a healthy perspective and understanding of who you are as an individual, who you are as a boss, who you are as a leader, who you are as somebody that's having to make decisions that, it's a big deal. It's a big, big deal to own your own business, and it doesn't come easy. I mean, there's been things along the way that you're probably like, whoo, that was tough. But what has been a significant lesson that you can look back on and go, wow, that was hard, or I really learned this because of the business? I don't know. You can answer it however you want to, but it's not always rainbows and sunshines and like darling and cute and fun and precious.
Not at all. I mean, we've had lots of highs and we've had lots of lows too. I mean, I'll look back over the last 10 years. I mean, through different presidents. I mean, COVID was incredibly scary.
Oh my gosh.
You know, just lots of different things. The economy's roller coaster, but COVID was probably the scariest point. But like I said, when I started Hattie's, my parents, the day I'll never forget it. The morning we opened, we prayed over the store, and my parents prayed over me, and you know that everything I did was to glorify God. And so I've used that platform. A lot of people will see my Sunday post.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I wanted to do was just give encouragement. Most of the time, it's more directed towards me. You know,
Right.
I need those little things. But it's always good to encourage. But the Lord has put people in my path. But I think most of all, He always made me. I focused on with what was within my four walls and what I could control. I couldn't control a lot of the outside things, but I could control what was in those four walls at Hattie's. And so with my people, with my customers, and mainly with myself and how I handled all the highs and the lows of life. Not just in work, but outside of work. You know, we all have lots of things going on and, you know, different health issues or deaths or whatever it may be. So anyway, I just really tried to focus on what was in those four walls. And like I said, the Lord has guided me. I've not always done things right, but full circle, like I said, He's just continued to put those people in my path that I needed. Also, a huge thing that I've always done it's a group effort. Everybody at that store helps me. They help me buy. They help me with the advertisement, the TikToks. I'm not good at TikToks. I'm not good at social media. So I have a lot of the girls that, you know, the younger girls that help me do that. I'll text them and say, okay, this Saturday, if you're slow, let's do some TikToks. But, you know, and I always encourage them, you know, what kind of path to stay on with them. But like I said, they take ownership in it. So when they have ownership, they have more pride in the store. So when you come in and you shop at Hattie's, if I'm not there, you're probably going to have still the same experience at Hattie's with them as you are with me. Yeah. So I just have been so blessed with the best people.
There's a great leadership lesson there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. Okay. Now, how do you feel? Encourage us about, I mean, the Christmas season is coming. During Christmas, I especially love to go inside a storefront and shop. I love that. It stresses me out to shop online at Christmas. I don't mind, like, I'll buy like weird things through Amazon and just, you know, stuff that you're like I recently bought a lipstick because I never can find the color in Target or Walgreens, and it just irritates me to no end. So I just know, well, you know what? I'm just going to go on Amazon and order the dang lipstick and call it good. But there are just like when I'm shopping for a birthday, a gift for somebody, especially Christmas, there's just, you're like, I've got to go in a store. And I think people as a whole feel that way towards Christmas. Encourage us, remind us the value of shopping local outside of, I don't know, what we might think is obvious. Like, because it could also, I will say this, I think it's interesting in a post-COVID world where everything went online. And so I think even internally, we could have gotten scared or just like, I don't care. I don't want to go inside. You know, it's kind of like, well, can we have all of our meetings by Zoom? No, we need to be together. We need to like gather around a table and discuss things. And I think shopping can be that way too. Like we need to go inside of a physical store. Our bodies need that. Our minds need that, you know, so we need people. Remind us, tell us, why do we need to shop local in the month of December?
Oh gosh. After COVID, that was the biggest thing. Like you said, everything went online. The convenience of being able to get it delivered to your home. I mean, I'm guilty of it too sometimes, but you're right. Going into these stores locally, not only do you get in the spirit, they've worked hard of, buying and shopping and decorating. And then also the experience. It's all about the experience that you get. You don't get that shopping online with Amazon. When you come in the store and you're looking for a birthday gift or you're looking for a Christmas gift, we can help you. We can guide you, ask you questions, and figure out what it is about that person that you're shopping for. Maybe we can help find what they like. I mean, it's all about just having fun and experiencing things a little different. You can't get that online. Not only that, I see memes all the time, but we're also the ones that always help with silent auctions and different local charities and nonprofits. Those are who they come to for things like that. And I love doing it. I love being able to help different things and nonprofits. So anyway, going back, I think it's just the experience that you get. You're not going to do that online. And plus, when we opened Hattie's, I loved supporting local artisans and artists here around in Jackson, the counties around us, and even like in Mississippi and the southern states. A lot of what we carry in the store is local handmade products. Again, you're not going to get that on Amazon or, Temu or anything like that. So you're not just supporting me, but you're supporting somebody else locally. We've got lots of local people this year, even that's new.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
What types of products? I know the pottery and the frames are two of the things that I love that are local.
We carry Kitsy jewelry. What my number one
earrings.
Yes,
I can't tell you how many pairs of earrings I have.
She is incolorable.
I don't need another pair of earrings at all, but I love them.
And they're lightweight.
They're lightweight.
Love them.
They're she just they're right in her home. She's in Collierville, Tennessee. I mean, the pottery. We carry Jill Bell Art. She's out of Medina.
She's incredible.
I know it. Laura Giles.
Yes.
She's in Humboldt. We carry her products as well. And her nativity scenes this holiday season. I don't know if you've seen them. They're amazing. Her ornaments are beautiful. So many different things. We carry also our big florals is Leanne Barrios in Medina, Tennessee as well. She has some of the most beautiful florals for your walls and things. We carry her pottery, picture frames. We carry Sensational Scents. They're made right in Lexington, Tennessee. Big seller for us as well. So, I mean, we've got tons of things, and we've got tons of things that aren't either. But we have really evolved over the years. We carry a little bit of everything. There is something you will find for yourself or for somebody else.
I have let's zoom way out for a minute because I have a question that came to mind.
Yeah.
When do you begin preparing for the Christmas season? At what time in the year? Because you're going to market and selecting things.
Yes, we go twice a year.
Okay.
So we will go in January and July. And in January, when we go, we will already start buying Christmas for the next year.
Holy smokeroonies.
So what's so funny is, and they get a kick out of it because it'll start coming in and I'll go, I didn't order that.
We just did this.
Because if it doesn't come in looking super, great, I'll go, I didn't order this. And they're like, yes, you did, Marcy. And anyway, but I don't remember because it was in January.
Well, of course you can't remember.
So yeah, we start preparing immediately. And I mean, it's hard because goodness,
you just finished the season.
You just packed it up.
Yeah.
Where
and
is
here
market?
We are. So market is, I mean, you can go several places, but the biggest gift market's in Atlanta. And then I've also been to Dallas several times. It's great.
Is it overwhelming or is it exciting?
It's incredibly overwhelming.
I would be of no use to you whatsoever.
We should go.
Yeah. Take us.
Let's go.
Us,
you ready to go?
Yeah. To just get on your absolute last nerve. I've seen pictures of it. And then Tyler, my middle child's girlfriend, she's gone to Dallas market with one of her friends. And I see images and I just think, how in the world do you choose? Because it feels like there's 99.9 billion things to choose from. That would just completely overwhelm me to where I would just stand in the room and be like, I don't know.
I did cry the first time I went.
And the flurry of it all, it's like the stock market or something. It's like, you got to have this, you got to grab that. You got to. Yeah. You cried though?
oh, I cried. And I said, I'm not coming back. Because I didn't know what to do. I had my best friend Carly with me. And I was like, I got completely lost. I have terrible sense of direction. So I never knew where I was going. So thank goodness she was there to keep me on track. But yes, I remember the first day we got done, I cried. I was mentally exhausted. And I did not know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So
I spent $6 million and I have no idea if I did the right
plan.
thing.
Yes. It's a guessing game. But so after that, I'll never forget, we sat back at the hotel. And after that market, I said, I didn't go back to Atlanta. That was Atlanta's market.
Okay.
I did not go back for years.
Okay.
I actually started going to Dallas. It was
Let's start over.
Yes. It was it was still big, but it was on a smaller scale. It wasn't quite as overwhelming. So I went there for probably the next 3 or 4 years and never went back to Atlanta. Atlanta was very overwhelming. So then Carly told me one summer, I think it's time for you to go back. And I said, you're probably right. So
did she go with you?
She did.
Okay.
We did.
And pause 1 second. You and Carly have been friends since you were...
Since I moved to Jackson, I was in 7th grade.
Isn't that great?
Yeah,
and
that's
their story.
I went to USJ and
That's
they
sweet.
gave me a brewing buddy. And she was my brewing buddy. And we've been best friends ever since.
That's precious.
Yeah. So she's dear to me.
So if things go wrong, you can blame her.
Yes.
Blame
This is
your
your
brewing
fault.
buddy.
Blame my brewing buddy. So anyway, I figured out real quick after that first market, you have to know your customer and you have to know what you want your store to be.
Yeah.
And so because you can think, oh, that's cute and that's cute. And I think that might sell. But anyway, you have to know what you want your store to be and who your customer is. And when you can figure those two things out, it makes it so much easier.
So since you carry so many things, how do you, what generally is your plan like when you go into market?
What I usually, so I have the brands that I carry now. So we always try to go there to see all their new things that they have coming out for the year. But then I also think about, okay, what type of products do I want to add to the store? So for example, one time I was like, I kind of want to start dabbling in shoes a little bit or handbags and so then I kind of start researching some of the brands that I like or that I've seen other places. And I say, okay, so I make notes of different places that I want to go. And I look at their products. I look at their price points. I look at, a lot of things as minimums. People don't realize you have opening orders. You have minimums you have to spend, so many you have to buy of that one product. So it's just kind of different. So you have to have a plan. You have to have a money. You have when it comes to money, you can't just say, okay, let's buy everything we like. I mean, there have been things that
have a budget, Marcy. You need a budget.
I can only spend so much. And then I have come home and been like, oh, okay, I don't think I really wanted that. So
what is the worst thing if we want to finish this thought, I got to know, is there something you've ever purchased along the way you go, well, that was just the worst mistake ever. That did not sell. That was a disaster. I regret that. Or you feel like you're batting 1,000.
I mean, no.
Have you ever returned anything on the spot and be like, take this away?
Absolutely. I have canceled it before it ever came in the store.
What was it?
Oh, it was one of them was a jewelry line. I'll never forget. It was really cute, but when I got back, I was like, I don't know that that's going to sell. And I looked at the ladies that were with me, and they're like, nope, it's not. And I was like, okay.
I got caught up in the moment.
I did.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
She was a really good salesperson. And I said, oh.
I would fall for that every single time.
I did that time. So no, there has been plenty of things. I don't know that there's been one thing in general like that's just really tanked.
Yeah.
There has been plenty of things that I have bought that I thought, oh my goodness, this is going to do so good. And then it's like, it just sat there.
What do you do? Does it immediately go on clearance? What happens?
Well, that's one thing I've always
done. Away to the auction.
Yeah, that is something you could. Yeah, that's a thought. I will say, one thing I've always done. I want inventory to move fast. I want things to be flip fast.
Right.
People like new.
Yeah. Well, listen, we can't stand. I don't want to go in there and see the same thing.
No, you don't.
Isn't that terrible though?
That's the way it is. Everybody likes new.
Yeah.
I love new. Like you said, I don't want to go in there and see the same thing I did last month when I went in.
I know.
So you have to move things around often so it looks like it's new.
Mm-hmm.
Or and the girls at work will tell you, I always say, my saying is, let's get it gone.
Yeah, get it going.
Get it gone. And that means clearance it out. It is time.
It's time.
I'm tired of looking at it.
Get it going.
And there it goes. It's usually a really good deal. And so then I want it.
Let's call that the get it gone sale.
Yeah, get it gone. So when you see something, it's like Marcy's like, oh, let's get that gone.
I call the clearance room the get it gone room.
Yeah, we've done the clearance. I mean, anyway.
But it's small. You do a great job because I've never just noticed things sitting around or a huge clearance pile or anything.
No, we do that throughout the year. We try to, like I said, move in new inventory often. Because, like I said, people don't really, you can tell. If it sits, you'll know if it's going to sell or not.
Go ahead.
It's going to sit, and you need to go ahead and just move it on out. Because if it's not going to sell right now,
Marcy said, get it gone.
Yep.
One thing that I always want to see that I think is just a classic forever, that is an absolute staple in our house when it comes to stocking stuffers, are the bath bombs.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Oh, my goodness. Atlas, 5 years old, the bougiest little boy ever. He's like, honey, don't forget my bath bombs.
Mm-hmm.
And
made right in Mississippi.
I was going to ask you. I figured they were made local.
They were local. Yes, and they work with women that are overcoming any kind of obstacle, and so they employ them. And those bath bombs, they all have little toys in them. So anybody, or little, not just toys. I mean, like the Amazing Grace has a little cross pendant inside of it. So, it's in a little. They come in like sweet little, round little balls, and they're big, but they all have a little something inside of them. And if you've ever had one, you don't want any other bath bomb but those. And so, yeah, those are amazing stocking stuffers.
Okay, y'all both have kind of, sort of, not really. You both have daughters, but they're not the same age. But so that's always, I think, stocking stuffers. I don't have daughters. I have 3 boys, and that's not your store. And they're horrible to buy for, no matter what. But I think stocking stuffers, like, what do you think are great? Because here's also a thing. Remember, we grew up when your stocking, you got an orange, you got pecans.
And a candy cane.
And
some bubble gum.
And nowadays you can spend like a lot of money on just the stocking. So let's think like reasonable. I don't know how much these bath bombs are, but like if you're thinking about your daughter, like she doesn't want a candy cane. She don't want pecans or an orange in her stocking. Give us just a couple of ideas that like every girl is probably going to love regardless of their age. Teenager Kaylee is early 20s. What's a good stocking gift?
Well, right now girls are loving all things skincare and lip gloss.
Yes.
I mean, lip balm, earrings. We talked about earrings a while ago. Earrings are always a great little addition. Something that I do for mine, I mean, I even do a little gift card to her favorite little local shop. We talked about Lily Mae. She loves York Lane. She loves lots of places, 310 Rosemont. But anyway, I'll get a little gift card, stick it in there. I mean, goodness, bath bombs. There's a little thing called Spongel. Have y'all ever heard of those?
No.
So it's like these little sponges that have soap kind of infused in them. They're amazing. I do those as well. She loves those.
I've heard of that.
Lots of local places in Jackson sell them. We sell them, and lots of others do too. But they're great little stocking stuffers. Right now they have them in little Christmas trees or snowmen. But throughout the year they have them just kind of like in little flowers and things. Great gift. But
because I can't put a sweatshirt in the stocking.
You can't.
The little
or
swig,
a candle.
The little swig cups, the smaller size.
The smaller swig, yeah. I mean,
they're so cute.
They are cute, and we've got some really cute little patterns. Lots of cute Christmas right now, but yeah, I mean,
ornaments. My kids like ornaments.
Actually, I was going to talk about that. So ornaments. Something that my parents started doing was every Christmas they get. All of us an ornament from a place they've been, and it's always somewhere local. And so her tree is now full of ornaments from different places and things that she can carry with her as well as us. They started doing us a little later. So yes, getting a sweet little ornament for their stocking that they can fill up and remember. My dad also always writes on it somewhere the date.
Yeah.
So what, and sometimes where it's from. And so that you can always remember every ornament that you look at. So yeah, ornaments for sure.
I love ornaments. Also, that's another thing. Like, remember when we were growing up, like ornaments they're different. Like our trees looked different.
Very.
They look different.
The Hallmark Christmas collection. Do we even still have a Hallmark store? Like what?
I don't know. I don't think so.
They closed.
But now trees are more of a decorative statement and not a whatever it was when we grew up. But okay, hostess gifts. This stresses me out to no end because I mean, 1 to 2 times when I'm, going somewhere that I know I need to take a gift, a hostess gift, I immediately get a knot in my stomach because I feel like I'm going to get the wrong thing, that they're going to be like, oh my God, this is so dumb, Fran. Do you have any suggestions for if for anybody listening anywhere and they're running in their local cute, darling gift store, what is like, okay, this is always going to go good. You can't go wrong with X for the hostess gift. What do you recommend?
Well, you can never go wrong with a candle.
That's right.
Or a tea towel.
Yes, I love that.
Tea towels are fabulous.
Yes.
You can do seasonal gift tea towels, or you can do, just more everyday. And there's always some that have sweet, funny little sayings on them or scriptures. We kind of try to keep a variety of tea towels, but those are 2 great gifts. We also have something that's new in the store. This melamine. I'm sure y'all have heard of that. It's like I wouldn't say, I guess, not plastic, but
I love it because my family tends to break things. So it's not the glass plates, but it's not paper plates.
Yeah.
They're somewhere in between.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we have something that's extremely affordable now. And throwing that with a little tea towel, too, is always a great little gift.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are probably my 2 go-tos are candles and tea towels.
That. I love that. If you could add anything if you could expand your store, if somebody said you can double the size of your store, and let's say that you did, what would you want to add another audience? Would you want to incorporate men, baby, children, or would you keep it all? This is girls only.
No, I definitely would expand. People ask me all the time now. My store is not very big, and it's packed full. And people ask me all the time, Marcy, you need a bigger store. And I love where we're at. So I don't want to move. Would I like something a little larger? Absolutely. I would probably expand to men.
They're so dang hard to buy for.
They are. Also, I've also thought, or just shoes. How hard is it to find shoes in Jackson now?
I know.
Nowhere to go.
So I've always thought a cute little shoe shop would be nice, for all ages, men, and men, women, children, all of it. But I definitely probably would do it. I'd probably do men.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
The one thing that I learned about at Hattie's that I love so much that I've worn it out, it has to be replaced, is my Happy Everything calendar. I've got this wall calendar that's dry erase, and somebody I won't name in my house used a marker that won't come off of it now. So
the name sounds like rhymes with what? I'm just kidding.
Not going to out this person, but I'm replacing, that will be my Christmas gift. I need a new calendar, but tell us just a minute about Happy Everything and why it's so happy. It really does include everything. And I love it. It does.
Okay, so I've had Happy Everything since we opened the store, so almost 10 years. Happy Everything is something, it's happy, but it has attachments that are interchangeable for everything, for every season, for every holiday, for every occasion. So whether you're getting married or having a baby or it's just something, just a happy for somebody, there's an attachment for everything. The calendar is also one of my favorite things I have in my house too. And, you have to have space for it, but if you have a place for it, it's great. And that's something my husband and my daughter both check before they leave the house is what's on the agenda for today or what appointment do we have? And like I said, it's interchangeable, it's happy. And you can decorate for each holiday and not have a lot and not take up a lot of room because you have all the different attachments.
And there's magnets, so you can put the invitation to the wedding on the calendar right there.
Yep, it's magnetic as well. It's great.
I love it.
And they redid it. So you need to
I
come get
get a
your
new
new
one.
one. I know it.
Everybody in my life knows, get me a gift card to Hattie's and Lily Mae, and I'm happy. So I always spend my gift cards on some happy something.
Yay. Yay.
Okay, if people are thinking about, let's go past Christmas and a New Year's coming. And New Year's when people tend to start thinking about things like, okay, what am I doing with my life? What am I going to do? There could be some restlessness, maybe to start something new.
Mm-hmm.
You've got 10 years under your belt. If somebody feels that inkling of some kind of desire to step out and do what seems scary and hard, what's your best piece of advice? Doesn't have to be a store.
No,
But just anything that they feel like they need to be obedient in. And what advice are you going to give them?
Pray real hard about all of it, and be willing to listen. Not everything will work out. I mean, he has shut many doors in my life, and this one was a very scary one. But like I said, find somebody that will pray with you, and do your research. It is scary, but you have to make sure you are prepared and you are ready for that. And that was something, again, I have to go back to my parents and my husband. They were, they prayed with me, and we also sat down and made sure that it all was kind of feasible. Like I said, I went from having great health insurance and having a salary and having bonuses to having none of it. And it was scary, but I had planned some things out to prepare for that. So prayer and preparation are the two biggest things. Yeah. But know that it can be done. There was a lot of nights that I lost some sleep over it. And even 10 years later, there's some times that I, get anxious and think, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? But the biggest thing that I've learned in all of this is how faithful he is to all of us. And, and just, I have to trust in him and the plan and his journey for me. Yeah. So do it. Yeah. I say do it, but just make sure. Yeah. You pray and prepare.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Does your daughter love that it's named after her? How does she feel about that?
So I have the one, and that's why Hattie Claire, that's how Hattie's came about. I talk to her all the time. At this point, she's a freshman, and she has no desire.
It's not cool.
It is at all. She doesn't want to work with me. She doesn't want to. She doesn't really even like to be up there. She has no desire to take it over. So I don't know what I'll do. And I don't want her to if that's not what she wants. Yeah. But I always talk to her too about the flexibility, and if anything, that's what it's given me is the flexibility to be more present in her life. Yeah. And gosh, I wouldn't take that for anything. But hopefully she might in the future. But right now, she has no desire.
She's young.
She is young.
Yeah. She'll change her mind 32 times.
But a little funny, because it's named Hattie's, I call her Hattie Claire. So when she was 4, when I opened the store. And
that's wild to think about, isn't it?
She was 4.
My gosh. Like, that's so crazy.
And somebody came up to her and said, don't you feel special that the store is named after you? And she looked at him and she said, it's not. My name's Hattie Claire. She didn't think it was because it was just Hattie's. And so her little 4-year-old self, listen.
She's got her mama's sass.
I was going to say.
Let there be no doubt.
She does.
She's so cute.
Oh, I love it. This is so fun. Like, I think it'd be, listen, I live in La La Land, but I'm like, I think it'd be so fun. I'm one of those people. It'd be so fun to have my own store. And then I'd be like, what am I doing again? This is absolutely terrifying. But we all, those of us that know Hattie's and know you just are doing a phenomenal job. And you are doing it with great joy. Like, we see that online. We see that in the way the store makes you feel when you go in. All of those things matter. So
it's a ministry.
It is.
It
really is.
Field, and we feel that as customers. So thank you for what you're doing.
Well, he gave me a platform. And so to be able to do that, and that's, like I said, again, I have to give him the glory because without him, none of this is possible. Yeah. So It's fun, but it is fun. So anytime you want to go to market, y'all come on.
Sign us up.
We have a big time.
Sign us up. The podcast is, I bet Susie will come.
She would love it. I would be in the corner smoking a cigarette, and I don't smoke cigarettes, but I would be so stressed
be in the fetal
out.
position crying.
Or I would be like, it's not my money. Here. Yes.
We'll take 300, please.
We'll take them all.
Oh, y'all. Oh, this is so fun. Thank you. You're incredible.
You're so welcome. Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Love it. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for listening to another episode of Rambling Through Everyday Life with Fran and Angela. Shop local, shop Hattie's, shop all the stores. We love you guys so much. Have a great day.
If you're not local and want to follow along with all things fun happening at Hattie's, we have got their info in our show notes. You can find her on Facebook and on Instagram, and even TikTok. We will put that in the show notes, as well as you'll see it up in stories too if you follow along on Instagram. Okay, y'all have a great week. Merry Christmas.